Alright, so good night everyone. I just thought I would do a match day review for today, September the 27th, because we had a lot of players who were shining for their clubs at different levels, and I thought instead of just doing individual clips, I could probably do one full video. So let me know your thoughts when I finish this. As always, like, share and subscribe. I am on my way to making my first goal of 1,000 subscribers, so please help me get there, because I think at this point I'm like 959, so really looking to make that first goal that I have. So help me along with that. And also today I know that there was a funeral for the young lady from Pleasantville. I think that's where she's from, and just want to say condolences to the family. I know it is a story that is under investigation, but what I do know is that one family was severely affected because their daughter is no longer with them. Reason I bring that up is because I had the chance to speak to one of her coaches at Pleasantville Primary, and he said that she was an avid football fan. She enjoyed football every day. She wanted to try out and just get better because she wanted to play football. That was her goal. And obviously, as a fan of football and Trinidad football, I do appreciate when people have that kind of passion. So really just want to say condolences to the family and pray that God brings you all through the situation and that he is there with you all at this time. So let's get to the football that took place today. So this morning, while we were looking, well, I guess I was looking at it this morning as probably evening in England, Justin Obikwu, he scored a goal for his club, Lincoln City FC, and he scored coming off the bench, and they played Peterborough in English Football League 1, which is the third tier of England football. He came on in the 71st and he actually scored in the 86th. So after being on the park for 15 minutes, he scored. So definitely an impact player there. We know that he scored recently, so he's in a vein of form for his club right now. So definitely somebody to look out for, because he's one of our strikers, and we do have World Cup qualifiers again coming up in 2 weeks' time. Strangely enough, Antoine Hackford did not play. He was not even on the bench for his team, AFC Wimbledon, this week. So don't know if something is up there. I don't even know if he's actually registered as a Trinidad and Tobago footballer as yet, or if we're reaching out to him. But if he is, probably need to find out if he's injured or what's going on there. Similar situation with Daniel Phillips. He didn't play. His team won their game 3-2, but he wasn't even on the bench. So something to look out for, because he is our number 6 right now, right? He's our defensive mid. So we always need to see exactly what's going on with him. Danny Imray played a full 90 minutes for his club, Blackpool FC. And all of these clubs I'm talking about is in this EFL 1, which is 3rd division in England. And he is a right back, and he played right back for them again in a loss to their team, top of the table team, Bradford City, today. So that's some of the football that took place in England. Duane Muckette scored an equalizer for his club today in the Oman League. I don't have much information about the Oman League, but I know that he's playing for Sohar, and I think they won that game. But he scored the equalizer because they were initially down. He scored a brilliant goal, actually. From outside the box, it looked like a half volley, because it came from the keeper, and he secured it there. Also, as we were looking at that, I learned today that Jean-Paul Rochford, who I know a fellow creator loves to talk about Vasine. He said that he's the most talented midfielder in Trinidad and Tobago he finds. He is actually outside there in Oman also. Recently went across, and he is now with the same club that not the same club, sorry, the club that Duane Muckette previously went to Oman for, because he's switched clubs since. So he's playing there, and he actually played today, and his team won 4-2. So again, I don't know much about the Oman League, but I mean, if I stereotype, and I know that those countries have money. So guys, if you're all outside there doing it and making good money, all the best for you all, and continue playing football and loving the sport. So this evening, there's one that I definitely want to talk about, but I'll get to that last. So this evening, we saw in Montreal FC, Dante Sealy scored a brace. They had a dominant victory over a 10-man Charlottesville FC. Charlottesville actually went up first, and then their defender, piece of madness, last man, he decided to pull down the attacker, got a red card, well, got a yellow card, and then after they checked it on VAR, it was upgraded to a red card, so he was sent off. And then, well, obviously, CF Montreal took advantage of that, Dante Sealy scoring in the 41st to equalize, a marvelous free kick. And then coming back to score, I think in the 86th minute, to get his brace. But his side won 4-1 today, so good stuff. Micheal Poon, Angeron, he played for his club in a 1-0 win, and good news is that I think Natty got like 24 minutes coming off the bench. He's been struggling to get time with that club, or any kind of playing time, so it's good to see that he's coming off the bench and getting some good minutes in. So that augurs well, because we know he's typically an impact player for us also. So the one that I want to get to, and I may do a longer video about this at a subsequent time, but Molik Jessican plays for AS Trenton. He played 90 minutes today again, because he's consistently playing with them week in, week out. And he scored a penalty at the end of the game in a 2-1 loss for his club. Now, they played the top team in their league, Slovan Bratislava, I think. And just as a reference, this is a club that has played in Champions League, Europa League, and UEFA Conference Finals. Obviously, when you go to these big tournaments, you get some more money just for even being in the tournaments, and then you're able to spend more. So these clubs have capital, and they are able to buy or bring in better players or quality players. And I was able to look at that game, and to be quite honest, Molik was the standout player on both sides. He was composed, he was always attacking, he was always aggressive, and he has a hunger that we definitely need to look to bring in to the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Again, they lost the game 2-1, but if you see the two defensive blunders that gave them the gifts that they were able to score, you would then realize that AS Trenton is well poised to do well in this season. They are currently sitting at 6. I think they lost their last 3, but that league, all the points pretty close. I think top place to where they are now is like 6 or 7 points difference, so it's nothing too far off. So his team could actually be pushing for at least Europa moving forward. Why I bring him up is because he is a true number 8 at this point in time. we were having a discussion in a group, and somebody asked if he's a number 10 playing behind the striker or if he's a number 8. So I know that he currently plays as the number 8, but in his younger days, he had played the number 10 behind the striker. And we know some of the challenges we have in our midfield. I don't know what it takes for him again to get a look at, get a call up, because we have players who aren't getting as much minutes, aren't playing every single week the way that he is playing, and they on the national team. So definitely something to look at, and I really hope that he makes it onto the national team, at least for this window, because we have Bermuda, we have Curacao, and just as a point, Curacao is still strengthening their team. I think they brought in somebody from Middlesbrough and somebody from PSV in Holland. So we need to step up. I know that we have a couple of things going on in the background, but it's like 2 weeks before the games, so we need to get our house in order. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to share today. I know there were other players who may have played and I possibly have missed. So definitely let me know in the comments, and let me know if you want me to continue doing match day recaps, because there's something that I would like to do, and I just want to know what the audience is like, or what they feel about it. But as always, like, share and subscribe, and let's continue talking in the comments, because I really enjoy having the conversations in the comments, bouncing ideas, trading ideas. So let's continue to do that, and let's continue to push Trinidad and Tobago football forward.